Hello everyone, I am Mrs. Thompson at the Fine Arts Academy at Brenda Norwood, and today we are making paper snowflakes. We're going to fold them and cut them and have snowflakes. The possibilities are endless with how they can turn out. We are going to use origami paper here, but you could use even any kind of paper, notebook paper, paper from your printer. But it does need to be a square. If you're starting with regular paper like this and you don't know how to make it a square, all you need to do is fold it into a triangle. And don't worry, I will hold it up and show you. I'm lining up the edges and folding it into a triangle. See how I did that there? And then you cut off the extra. So I'm going to take my scissors and cut off the extra right up against my little triangle there. Okay, and then when I unfold it, I have a square. So get your paper ready. You need scissors, and chances are you're going to need a pencil or a felt tip pen, something to write with. It's not completely necessary, but it will help you out. So get your stuff together and we'll get started. Okay, so the first step is you want to take your paper, and my paper has a pattern on one side and it's solid on the other side, but you can use any kind of paper as long as it's a square. But I'm going to try to keep it where you're looking at the solid side because it'll just be easier for you to see. And I'm going to fold it where I'm making a triangle. So I'm folding it corner to corner and trying to line it up the best that I can and make a nice crease. So that is fold number one. And then I open it back up and I want to turn it where the fold is going diagonally, and it goes where it starts at the top left corner and it goes down to the bottom right corner. And that is important, that it's going diagonally, again starting at the top left, going down to the right. Now remember, your left hand makes an L, your right hand makes backwards L, so you know this is your left. Okay, so I was just doing this with two of my classes, and this was the step that the most kids got confused with. They were accidentally doing it this way, and then they ended up having to redo it. So be sure it's going this way, top left to bottom right. And then you're going to bring the bottom up and line up the top edge to the bottom edge to make a rectangle. Okay, and the reason that other step was so important is because we need to have this diagonal line right here. And I don't know how well you can see it on the camera. I am going to make a line over my fold. You do not need to do this. I am only tracing over my fold to help you see it on camera. This is where my fold is. But there's no reason for you to need to do that, because that would make your snowflake look messy. But this is where my fold is, where I just traced on the line. And I'm going to take my bottom left corner, again, left, and I'm going to bring it up, and I'm going to line that bottom left corner up with the top edge of my paper. So this corner is lining up with the top edge. Okay, and I'm going to move it over a little bit because I want to have a triangle here, and I want to have a triangle here, and they're both kind of skinny triangles. Okay, so I'm going to make a nice crease. All right, now again, I'm tracing over these to help you see on camera. Again, do not do this. I'm just doing this to help you see. So I've got my skinny triangle here, and I've got a skinny triangle over here, because that's a fold right here. So these are like two skinny triangle friends, okay, hanging out together. All right, then I'm going to take the bottom edge right here, and I'm going to bring it up and I'm going to line it up with this edge. So I'm going to bring it up and line it up right here. And now it looks like a heart. Okay. Now if I flip it over, you can see the kids were calling this a pocket today. Looks like a pocket. And keep that on the back. And so now I want to fold my heart in half. Be sure you line up this side with this side. And sometimes it wants to, that inside wants to slide around. Line them up, make a nice crease, give it a good squeeze, and then they were saying it looks like an ice cream cone now, or a snow cone. All right, and so that's the last fold. Okay, now let me show you one more time without making any of those lines with my pencil. Okay, so again, I'm going to start with a triangle by lining up the top corner to the bottom corner, and I open it back up and I turn it, and again I have my diagonal line. I want it to go top left corner to the bottom right corner. I bring the bottom edge up to the top edge and I make a rectangle. I've got a fold right here from when I did that other fold. Okay, now I'm going to bring the bottom corner up here to the top edge, and this is where I'm going to make the two triangle friends. I've got a triangle here. They're skinny triangle friends. I've got a skinny triangle here, and I've got a skinny triangle over here. And then we got two chubby triangle friends here and here. All right, now I'm going to line up the bottom edge with this side edge. So I'm going to bring it up and over and line those edges up, and I have a heart. Then I'm going to take it and I'm going to fold the heart in half to make the ice cream cone or snow cone. Okay, and you can pause and rewind that as many times as you need to get those folds down. And then I also have some pictures that I took of the folds, some still shots, because they're pictures that are still and still shots. And so if those help you, I'm also going to show you those in just a second, and you can also pause and rewind through those as well. So whatever helps you to get those folds, whatever you have to do, you do what works for you. Okay. Now I'm going to draw my design on here to make my snowflake. Now it's very important that you understand the difference in the sides. You have your side that is open, and I know it's my open side because I can open it. Okay, and then you have your other side that is the fold. It's the closed side. The fold side is very important because that is what will hold your snowflake together and keep it from falling apart. So you want to keep this part intact, meaning you don't want to cut it up into a million pieces. You could cut a little bit of it out, but you don't want to cut very much of it out. The majority of the cutting that you're going to do is going to happen over here. Okay, now some people like to take their scissors and they just start cutting. just, you know, just kind of whatever happens, happens. Some people like to take their pencil and they like to draw it out. There are templates that you can use, meaning designs you can look at so you know what it will turn out looking like. I recommend using a pencil. I am going to use a felt tip pen because it will help you be able to see it. Now the design that I'm going to do, this is just a design I'm making up. I'm going to do half a heart on this side. And again, this is where my fold is. So this is the only part I'm going to cut out on that side. I'm not going to cut anything else out. Over here, I'm going to do half a heart right here. And then I'm going to do half a heart right here. Okay. Up here, I am going to do a diamond. Not sure what's going to happen with that. And let's see. Maybe I'm just going to do kind of a wavy line here, or that actually looks kind of like a heart, doesn't it? I didn't do that intentionally, but it just kind of happened. And then I'm just going to kind of cut the tip off right here on that line. I like to have the middle empty because it just makes it a little more interesting. So there's my design, totally random. Then I'm going to take my scissors. Now for some of you, this part is challenging. My third graders were using the bigger scissors, but of course we are a fine arts academy and we only have third and fourth graders here, and so they're ready for the big scissors. If you are younger than third grade, you're probably not ready for the bigger scissors, and you probably still need to use kid scissors. And so if you are not able to cut through the paper with kid scissors, which would be challenging to do that with small scissors, you probably need to get an adult to help you. Don't hurt yourself over trying to cut out a snowflake. If you're third or fourth grade, hopefully you're ready. Third grade might be a question mark. Even some of my kids were struggling a little bit, and I had to help them out a little bit. Come over here. And remember, if you accidentally cut out too much on the side with the fold and it falls apart, it's okay, because you can always do it again. You can always start over. I had 2 kids that, actually probably more than 2, it was probably about 3 or 4 today, that cut too much on the fold and theirs fell apart, but they started over. They handled it really well. No tears were shed. They had a really good attitude about it. So this is the one on the fold. There we go. And then I have this one. There we go. All right, and then here's the fun part. You get to unfold it and see what's going to happen and how it's going to turn out. And there is my snowflake. And if you use origami paper like I did, you have it two-sided. Okay, now on this one, I can do a little more of a traditional style for a snowflake. Again, I've got my folded side and I have my open side. So on this side, again, I want my folded side to stay intact. So I'm going to do a straight line here, and I'm going to have a line come up. And it's almost like, it reminds me of like a framework, almost like a skeleton. And this is a design I saw online, so I can't take credit for this. It looks very basic, looks almost kind of boring and bland, but when you cut it out, it actually looks pretty good. So I'm going to cut that one there. It's a little easier to cut out because it's straight cuts instead of having curves. Alright, and then you do your unfolding. And ta-da! Your snowflake. And so you could sit here and you could do it for quite a while and just try all different kinds of designs and templates, and it can even get really advanced with it. I was looking online and there were Star Wars templates, there were templates from Frozen, I saw one that was a snowman. I mean, you could get really advanced if you want. You could, of course, I think it's best creative wise to make your own, design your own. But you know, sometimes it's fun to try out, you know, templates and things and take that extra challenge and see if you can do it. But I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're able to get the hang of that fold. I know for my students that was the most challenging part, and the main reason I'm actually making this video is because my students were struggling with the fold, and I wanted them to be able to, if they wanted to continue this at home, be able to figure out the folds without having me here to walk them through it. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and have a great day.